Welcome to Twin City Talk. Today we are talking to Izzy Nunez. Welcome.
Well, thank you for having me. This is my first podcast, honestly, so it's a little nerve-wracking. But
We'll put no pressure on you. No, they say don't let it. I don't know. Crank up the pressure for you, see what happens. See if you fold.
So you own Spirit Auto Detailing, which I know because you detail my car. You do an awesome job.
Thank you.
How did you even get into that?
It's actually a long story. So, as most stories do, it starts around a campfire with three friends thinking of a random idea to try to make some money because we want to start a business. And, it always seems like an uphill idea where it's like, yeah, let's start a business. Let's, make some money, get a bunch of clients, and then we'll be all the way to the top. Obviously, that didn't happen. Just how things go. But I think it was around, I'd say March of 2024. We finally came with the idea. Thanks to my mom. Shout out to her because I know she'll be listening to the podcast. Hi, Mom. How are you?
Hi, Mom.
So she actually was able to fund most of the resources that we needed at the time. So she gave us equipment, vacuums, pressure washers, all the different materials that we needed, like microfiber towels, stuff like that. And then I think it was around August of 2024 where we finally signed it. Originally under Prestige Auto Care and Detail. That was our original name. And it was good from there. We got a bunch of clients. We didn't really know how to do, I guess, not telemarketing, but I guess advertising. Yeah. So we weren't really good at that. But at least from word of mouth, we were getting clients. And then, just as time went on, we just kept getting more and more equipment. I ended up getting a position with one of my friends that has a shop. So I went with him. I was detailing for him, and at the same time, we were pulling clients from there. And that's just.
So why'd you change the name? How did that come about?
So one of my acquaintances, one of my friends that was working, he couldn't join the business anymore. He ended up having a kid, couldn't put too much time into the business, and we had put it originally under his name. Gotcha. So eventually, it just came down to me and myself to take care of everything. And since he had most of the passwords, and of course him being 20 years old, forgot the dang password. So we're just like, okay, I gotta make an entirely new one. And I was like, okay. And I have
whole business crashes over passwords.
Yeah. I'm sitting there thinking, who does that? But I can't figure out the password to my not my system router, but the cameras only.
You can't. Nobody remembers passwords.
I know.
How many? Everybody has to keep up with what? About 240 of these things.
Yeah, and now it's even beyond the passwords. Because you can know the password, but then you have to go through a two-factor authentication. Mm-hmm. And then if that doesn't work, then you still got to put a PIN in.
Yep.
Why do we even need passwords?
That's actually the issue I had, because whenever I went to go try to reset the password for it, I was like, okay, so now we need to deal with the two-factor authentication. And I was like, okay, because his name is Isaiah. I'll say, Isaiah, I need you to send me the code. He didn't send the code because it was on the wrong number because he had it on iCloud. And then just lost from there. Thankfully, it wasn't obviously like a large scale business, so we didn't really lose much. It was a limited liability company. Same thing with Prestige, Spirit Auto Care. So, like I said, thankfully we didn't lose anything, but we just had to come up with an entirely different name, came up with a different logo. I've still yet to register it, but I do detailing, so got the basics down at least. Yeah. Just pretty much.
You lose a password and you end up having to go through all the trouble of relicensing your company under another name.
I had to go to the register of deeds, spend an entire day there. It was annoying, But
look how much you learned, right?
Yeah. I learned
passwords. That's right.
Now I got them on a notes page. If I got them, I can pull them up. Hopefully, they'll still be there when I check them next time, but we'll see.
Yeah, all my stuff on my phone is fingerprints, so I don't ever remember the passwords because I put my fingerprints. So if I need it on my computer, I'm like, oh.
Yeah, but there are whole companies dedicated to safeguarding and storehousing passwords?
I use one,
Uh-huh.
but I forgot to put that one in.
Oh my gosh.
I think it's easier for hackers to get into our sites than it is for us to remember all of the steps we have to go.
Well, maybe.
I'm like, you know what, hackers, good
Need
luck.
some hacking
if you can
notes.
figure it out,
If they can
beats
figure it
me.
out, right?
If you can figure it out, beats me. Tell me the password.
Yeah. Once you get everything you need, can you at least let me in?
Just send me that. Yeah. So, what's been the most challenging part about detailing?
Detailing itself, the most challenging part is seed extractions, mainly because I'm still learning it because obviously there's a pH balance. Some stains will have higher pH than others, you know, like a coffee stain or like a blood stain, to where you have to get a certain chemical. Like, for example, I have 2 bottles. It's called Flex Fire and Flex Ice. They work really amazingly, but you really have to be careful with like the dilution that you give to it. Because if you put too much chemical into one bottle, because obviously you have to have them separate.
Yeah.
If you put too much into one bottle, it could ruin the entire process. So you have to do it like, for example, 10-1, 8-2, you know, mostly water, just a tiny bit of chemical.
So, there's a lot of math I want you to do.
It
You
is.
didn't even know it.
And it sucks because I failed math 1. But you know what? We're get through it.
All the math
But-
you need right there.
All
I
the
hope you're
math.
not dealing with a lot of blood stains.
I know, that's
It
what I
was
was
curious to
thinking.
me that was number 2 on your list.
Whenever I was doing detailing for my friend at his shop, there was like 2 cars that had blood stains. Thankfully, it wasn't like a murder case type of blood stain, so it was like an entire puddle. But it was like little blood spots here and there. I'm assuming because the person that had the car, I'm assuming because they also had a lot of fur, was probably the dog.
Oh, yeah.
So I'm just gonna hope that it was a dog and wasn't something else, so that I
Well,
can
it's
clear
Like
my
rolled up
conscience.
carpets in the trunk or anything like that. You need to concern
Trash
yourself
bag.
with. No. No,
There
like
was
duct-
this one
duct tape.
conspicuous trash bag.
Oh my
you know,
gosh.
Stunk a little bit, but yeah.
The things you don't think about. I mean, I just think about you detailing cars. I don't think about the potential nefarious hazards that might be involved in cleaning a car.
I always feel bad when you have to clean my car because of my toddlers. They're just,
It is. Trust me, it is
slobs.
not even the worst of anything I've ever seen. It is.
That's good to hear.
Yeah, there's some time, or there was this one time I was detailing a 2014 Subaru Outback, completely filled to the brim. I'm talking about to the top of the roof, water bottles, trash, just everything, and it took me like 2 big garbage bins to throw it out.
Just to clean out the car.
So they could theoretically they could afford to have you clean it, but they couldn't stop by just any random trash can and empty
Hey.
stuff.
I don't ask questions. I'm just a detailer. So.
They paid you, so I guess
Yeah,
that's
they
all
pay
that
me. I don't ask questions. If I see something on the floor, something weird, I'm just like, all right.
Probably don't want to know.
You probably have weekly stories from cleaning cars.
Weekly.
You could write a little
Have a
novella
podcast.
on.
I got
car
pull out
cleaning
one from the
business.
jar. I can give you a random scenario, and I'll tell you right there.
Yeah.
Like,
Okay, well, lay one on us. What do you got?
Yeah.
let me give y'all a crazy one. Let me think. Give me a second. I got this one. All right, ready? Okay, so I got called out to a job all the way in Charlotte, which to me wasn't the issue. I always like driving. So what I do is I normally charge like $20 to $40 per travel fees. I guess just depending on how far it is. For this particular job, I only charged $30. She was a really nice person, amazing. I got to the job. She had like 4 kids. Amazing car from the outside. It looked beautiful. She didn't send me any pictures, and that's why now I require people to send pictures. So she didn't send any pictures, and I was like, okay, the outside looks nice. It's just gonna be something simple, like a simple vacuum, wipe down, polish the interior, and then boom, boom. I opened that sliding door because it was a van, and I see nothing but pure dark stains on the carpet.
gosh.
And I'm telling you, it took me 3 days to clean it.
Oh my gosh.
Because number one, she was, and I'm not talking bad about her, but it's just in the scenario. She was, I guess, one of those type of people that want it done completely perfectly, and I was completely fine with that because I like to try to do my best in my work. And number 2, she had time constraints, so I couldn't work past 7 p.m. This was around the time where it was obviously getting dark late, so thankfully I had more time in the day. But 7 p.m., the earliest that I could work on it was around 1, so I'd have like 5 hours each day, and every single stain that I would try to do just did not want to come out at all. No matter what I tried like you tried drill brushing, steaming the carpet, blowing it out, trying to do everything that you can, and it was just terrible.
You're a good man for even taking that on.
know.
I mean, maybe it was a red flag that they had to find somebody in Winston to come look at this thing. I think every Charlotte detailer turned that job down.
It's a funny scenario because at the time I was like, yo, I want to go to Charlotte. I want to enjoy this experience. You know, we're going to get a detail, get amazing. I got paid like $200-300. I was like, all right, fine. I'll do that. I was so happy. And you're telling me I'm on the 3rd day and we're just now getting finished. And I was like, yo, is it really worth it?
Did you take before-after pictures? Because you should have for that.
I did. But I don't know if I still kept them because I had posted them on Instagram.
You were so angry.
And you lost your
burned them.
passwords.
Yeah, literally, just literally. So it's like I posted them. It was an amazing transformation. I tried my hardest, and at the time, because I had such a at the vacuum that I had at the time was a 3 horsepower vacuum. Now I have 6 horsepower, and I didn't have all the chemicals and equipment that I have now. But it was still such a long process. Yes, if I had the equipment that I had now, it would have went by probably even better.
Yeah.
But it took a while.
You got a minivan badge of honor cleaning that thing.
Yeah, no, I know that there's a bunch of detailers out there that can probably tell the same story. Like
I'm sure
sure.
they're similar. Although I'm still concerned
You
about
got
the
to
blood.
start generating a list of things you just turn down and
Exactly.
will not
Yeah.
clean. Yeah.
Like there was this one time I got a construction guy. Thankfully, I didn't have to go to this job site. It was one of the cars that the shop bought, and they wanted me to clean it up before they tried to sell it. And I literally told them, I'm like, no, just no. All the back, it was like a big trunk space. It was like a Dodge Durango, so everything was just filled with concrete because I'm assuming they just did like very construction.
Yeah.
So I would not be able to clean that unless I got like a 10-pound hammer and started hammering away at the freaking thing. Obviously, I didn't have a hammer, and it was just stuck on dirt. And I was like, "Sir, I cannot clean this. I don't know how to tell you."
Could build a pool back there though if they wanted to, right?
Yeah, I mean,
solid concrete.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, you can probably test
Koi
the
pond.
Yeah, test the slum, make it a good little pond. You know, at that point, they make a little aquarium back there.
All right, so you're from Winston, right? This area. So what do you love about it here?
Well, yeah, I've been here for about 19 years now. I never really went downtown per se, but the times that I did, like I went to Bailey Park, I forgot what that's called, the Centennial Building, or it's like near the bus station. Millennium Center. That's what it is.
Millennium Center, yeah.
I went there for prom. Amazing building. I love every single piece of art that's here. I like walk around sometimes here and there. I've seen like the Pride festivals. I love the culture. And living in Winston-Salem for basically most of my life, I've seen like various different ethnicity groups. So I will say I like that sometimes, and I say sometimes, we can all come together and create something beautiful. So I guess that's just what I like. For me, it just feels like home.
Yeah.
And I guess it's always been hard for me to say that because there's sometimes where you're like, oh, I'll go visit Texas where some of my siblings are, and I'm like, yeah, this feels like home. But nothing like Winston-Salem, no.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You're the first person to bring up some of the architecture around here.
Yeah.
Everybody talks about a lot of the things they like about it. Architecture has always been one of my favorite things about this city.
Yeah.
There's a lot of really cool pieces in this town that thankfully have been preserved. Unfortunately, so much of the good stuff got torn down back in the 60s, 70s, and 80s. But a lot of really cool stuff has been preserved, and I think that gets missed. I think it's missed by a lot of people. I mean, I travel a lot, and you can find good architecture, but you look around here, it's unusual for a mid-sized city to have as many cool pieces as we do. So, yeah, that's cool that you brought that up.
Yeah.
Oh, nice.
And I mean, I have been around like, I always say Bailey Park because that's, I guess, like the main area that me and my friends would always be to. I know the secretary office and the register of deeds. Don't ask why. I've been there a lot, but yeah, I mean, I just love, I guess, the way that the buildings look. I like that everything looks, or I guess in this city, you get a sense of there's some buildings that are old-fashioned. They look, hand-built almost.
Mm-hmm.
And then there's some that are pure glass, very modern. I really like the diversity because it gives you like, oh, this isn't too modern and it isn't too, I guess, old style, to where you get a mix of both for every generation, I guess, to like. So that was always my favorite part.
Yeah, that's a great
Cool
answer.
observation.
Yeah, love that.
Thank you.
Favorite thing about your business?
Favorite thing is, I always liked detailing. As a kid, like me and my stepdad would always like clean our own cars, and thanks to him, because he was the one that taught me most of it. I don't know, I just felt more peace in cleaning cars. I've always felt peace in just being able to, give someone the satisfaction of, hey, I give you this car, it was dirty, and now I can drive around knowing that it's all clean, like if it rolled off just a lot.
Nice.
That was always my pleasure in doing it. Never really was about the money. I mean, yes, obviously we need money to be able to, work, pay bills, do all these things. But for me, it was always just a passion, really.
How can people find out about it?
You can find out through TikTok, Instagram, or
What's the handle?
Spirit Auto Detailing. Sorry, because it's like two different
Yeah.
things, so I'm trying to remember.
Spirit Auto Detailing.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
On
Very cool.
TikTok, on Instagram, it's spirit.auto.detailing.
Okay.
If I didn't change it, so I'm gonna have to definitely check that again and make sure. I'm still working on YouTube. I was working on a website, but I'm not really that good at computers, so I'm probably gonna have to hire someone to make a website for me. But yeah, it's just growing from there. This
Well,
is.
thank you. Thank you
You
so
got
much for
any,
joining us.
Thank you.
Questionable blood stains you need removed from your car. Spirit Auto Detailing is for you.
Yeah.
No, that's cool.
I don't
man.
ask questions. Just call me up. I'll just get right
That's a
to
good
it.
slogan.
we don't ask questions.
No questions asked.
Hey man, I love your story. I love that you and your buddies got together at a young age and you got industrious. You said, "How do we do this?"
Mm-hmm.
There's a lot of people out there scratching their heads and throwing their hands in the air, saying, it's just today's economy or this world. I love that you're just going, we can get it done, and you get after it.
Yeah.
Inspiration, man. It was a really good inspiration.
Yeah, because at the time, I will say the inspiration has died down a little bit just because of, I guess, everyone having their own things in life. My love and passion for it has never went away. So I always feel like I'm going to be doing detailing till the day I die. It's just like my hobby, kind of like how mechanics, I always like working on cars as well. So I don't necessarily think I'll ever quit, but I'm definitely trying to build it up slowly since I had to take a break from it for a little bit. And I had actually told her, like, I got my equipment stolen recently, so I'm trying to get back into getting all my stuff back. But apart from that,
Yeah.
we're going to start building again. Hopefully get something better, make it bigger, be able to help a lot more people. And
Keep up the industriousness. There you go.
Well, you do a really great job.
Thank
So,
you.
Yeah, thank you.
I personally always think I can do better, but I feel like that's always the mindset that you want to have.
Yeah.
That, always striving for better things, always striving to do better work so that you can satisfy even more. But instead of, being at the bottom where you're like, oh yeah, this looks amazing, and there's, whole line of dirt.
That's the mark of a good entrepreneur. You always
Yeah.
feel like you can be better.
Yes.
Really nice to meet you.
No,
Yeah.
thank you. Nice to meet you as well. Honestly, thank you for having me.
Yeah,
'Cause
thanks for coming
I
on.
always wanted to know what a podcast was like. So this is like,
Now you know. It's not that bad, right?
no, but I know that there's sometimes, like, I guess with certain people where you don't feel as comfortable. I feel comfortable, I will say. So
Well, thank you again for joining. And everybody, look them up, Spirit Auto Detailing. And this is Twin City Talk. You can find us on Facebook and Instagram. The views and opinions portrayed by guests on this podcast are not necessarily those of the distributors and hosting companies. And if you love this podcast, that's great, but don't think about stealing it. Reach out to us and talk about the content because it is copyrighted.